Well, I don't know what else I could possibly say. Was this possibly the worst main event for WrestleMania? Maybe. But other than that, all the rest of the matches were really good. And if you haven't watched it, uh, you don't have to continue to watch this. I'm just gonna go through every match and name who won, talk about who won, and then I'll give my reactions towards the end about the pay per view overall. The main event is skippable. It wasn't really all that good to me, in my honest opinion. Um, I would say that all the other matches, like especially like Chris Jericho and AJ, is definitely one of my favorites. But I'm gonna go through all these matches one by one, give the winner, and I'll give my reactions towards the end. It's just the main event was just so predictable. It's just like I didn't even really pay too much attention to it. I was just texting on my phone, on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and it was just that boring. And I just saw that it was so predictable. I just saw it coming. It's not. I'm not surprised at all. I wasn't really upset. It's just like I just saw this coming. Who didn't see uh, the main event turning out that way? And I'm gonna talk about it. But as I go through these matches, um, I just don't know. I just don't know what they're gonna do with some of these other superstars. They have just sick of seeing the same people get into the spotlight. I'm on the website, so some of these might be out of order, but there were three kickoff shows. Well, not kickoff shows, but three kickoff matches. Kalisto versus Ryback. Kalisto ended up retaining versus Ryback, and some of these I don't even know why they made them all kickoff shows. They should have just made it all just part of the WrestleMania event. I don't know. But some of them actually turn out to be better than some of the matches that they put on the pay per view, like the main event. Some of the actual kickoff matches were better than the main event. Uh, Total Divas taking on Team Bat and Blonde. Total Divas took the win over Team Bat and Blonde. And some of these predictions that I made in my previous video are spot on, but some of them, like some of the other matches, were completely wrong with my predictions so far. Uh, the other kickoff match was the Usos taking on the Dudley Boys. And the Usos ended up defeating the Dudley Boys, and the Dudley Boys tried to beat down on the Usos, but the Usos ended up putting both the Dudley Boys through a separate table, jumping off the top rope. So those were the kickoff matches. Um, and before the actual pay per view, the all new WWE Women's Championship was introduced at WrestleMania. Lita was out there to introduce it. The belt looks great, and it's nice that they actually put away the Divas title. And I'm surprised that they brought back the Women's Championship, and it looks way better than the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, in my honest opinion. It really looks good. So if you haven't seen it, you got to check it out. The Divas match was great. I'm gonna get to those matches as well as we jump into the pay per view here. Zack Ryder versus Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn, Ziggler, Stardust, and The Miz and Sin Cara in a ladder match for the Intercontinental Championship match. This match was really good. A nice way to kick off the pay per view. And this match again, this was only the first match of the pay per view. This match totally blows the main event out of the water. The main event was just one of the worst I've ever seen. It wasn't really all that good, and it was just so predictable. I just was not even really paying much attention to it. But for this match, for the ladder match, my pick was Zack Ryder, and I was spot on. Zack Ryder finally gets his WrestleMania moment. If you haven't seen it, you gotta watch this match. It was really good. So many spots, so many just specials used, so many just crashes and burns and all that stuff. It was just really awesome to watch. It was really entertaining. It's just a nice way to bring in WrestleMania 32 this year. So I'm really happy for Zack Ryder because I don't know, it's just bad. He's been in the company for so long, and he finally gets a title shot, and he finally gets a fucking WrestleMania match. And it was nice to see that he actually won and got his special moment, and now he holds the Intercontinental Championship. So, and just to say something else about this match, another thing, I wouldn't have had a problem if Kevin Owens retained Sami Zayn, Ziggler, and just none of the competitors. I wouldn't even personally had a problem with anyone winning this, but I think Zack Ryder was the least favorite to win this match out of all, and I'm glad that he finally got his moment. Chris Jericho versus AJ Styles, my personal favorite for the whole entire pay per view, the best match in my opinion. I would definitely recommend this match again over the main event. Basically, every single match besides the main event for WrestleMania. This was really well done. I knew it was going to be a great match, Chris Jericho and AJ Styles. I personally like both of them. And my pick was AJ Styles in my previous video, but Chris Jericho actually gets the win over AJ Styles. Um, the League of Nations taking on a New Day in a non-title match. Why this wasn't a title match, I don't know why. But the League of Nations ended up defeating a New Day in this match because Wade Barrett got involved with the bullhammer on Xavier Woods, and then Xavier Woods turns around and catches a brogue kick to the face, and with the resulting in the League of Nations win. Charlotte and Becky Lynch, Charlotte versus Becky Lynch, and Sasha Banks for the WWE Women's Championship. This was really good, but didn't really like the ending because guess what? Ric Flair got involved yet again to interfere to help Charlotte win. It's not like Charlotte. I just hate how she's been winning lately. Every single match from the previous pay-per-views and even on the matches during Monday Night Raw and just on the weekly shows, it's always Ric Flair. It's been Ric Flair getting involved in every single match of Charlotte's, and it's almost like they make it seem like Charlotte's not good enough to win on her own. She's hella talented. She's got moves. She can wrestle. She can counter, and she's just as good as Ric Flair and all that stuff. She's a really talented diva, and she's just one of the best divas in the company to bring the new era of divas to the top. And it's just like they just every time she's in a match, it's always Ric Flair getting involved to help her win. And what happened? Ric Flair got involved, preventing Sasha Banks from getting into the ring to break up the submission hold for the figure eight, and Becky Lynch ended up tapping out. So Charlotte ends up basically retaining but becoming the women's championship for the new title that was presented earlier. The attendance record was broken. That was cool. Over 100,000 worldwide at the attendance at the AT&T Stadium in Dallas. I think this was before. This was way before this was after the little Shane and Undertaker match. This was really good. Undertaker versus Shane, Hell in a Cell match. Undertaker gets the win. I originally picked Shane to win for my prediction, but I don't even remember who I picked between the two. I didn't even know who was going to win, but it was so many rumors going around saying that, Shane will probably win and then take over Monday Night Raw, but will probably reinstate the Undertaker. And that just sounded like something reasonable for the writers to do, but Undertaker ended up getting the win. And one thing that I want to mention about this match, the best part was Shane jumping off the top of the Hell in the Cell for the leap of faith, all the way from the top. That was really sweet. That was one of my second favorite highlight next to the Chris Jericho and AJ's match, along with Zack Ryder getting his WrestleMania moment. He missed Undertaker, and he ended up going through the whole entire table, and then Undertaker ended up tombstoning him inside the ring to seal the deal. So it was a really entertaining match. I was just so scared for Shane. I thought he was gonna kill himself, end up getting just dying from just going. That's just like a high risk move. I know it's like a scripted show, but the injuries are real, and I was just glad Shane's okay after this match, and he didn't end up dying, because you can actually hear the crowd say, "Please don't die, please don't die," just chanting that. But next was the annual Battle Royale, the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royale. Baron Corbin ends up winning, and Shaquille O'Neal was actually in the match, just a couple other guests. I think this guy Diamond, I forgot his name, this some wrestler or legend that's known from the Diamond Cutter's special finisher move, was in the Battle Royale as well. But Baron Corbin Corbin from NXT ends up winning. I didn't know who he was at first because I haven't seen NXT before, but I know they have lots of good talent on that show. So he ends up winning the third annual Battle Royale. John Cena made a surprise return and joined The Rock to help beat down on the Wyatt family. But before John Cena made a surprise return, The Rock had a 6-second match against Luke Harper and did the Rock bottom and just won. some match that was, huh? It's just a waste of time. Um, the main event, Roman Reigns and Triple H. This was predictable. I'm not even surprised about this. It's just like I didn't. I just rather just was scrolling on my phone, just texting people, just exploring social media, messing around on Twitter. I just looked at the screen here from time to time. I was chatting it up with friends and stuff because I was just watching WrestleMania 32, the main event with them. But this match wasn't really all that good. It just was boring. It was so predictable. But the one thing I liked about the Triple H Roman Reigns was just the entrances. Triple H's entrance was cool. It's always sweet. Triple H always has a sweet entrance. Roman Reigns was pretty sweet, doing a little super punch, little ground punch like a Superman or something like that. A Superman punch to the ground. So I do like the little nice little cool effects and pyros and all that stuff. All the entrances this year's WrestleMania was good too. And I always enjoy the entrances that they show at WrestleMania. But Roman Reigns ends up winning the title, and I am not surprised at all about this. And I think I also skipped a match before I get into this. The Dean Ambrose and Brock Lesnar match. Brock Lesnar ended up winning, and my original pick was Dean Ambrose, but the match was too short. It should have been longer. It wasn't really all that. It was just Brock tossing Dean Ambrose all over the arena, basically all over the ring. I think I counted 9 suplexes, but after that, I don't know. I just stopped counting because I already knew Brock Lesnar was probably gonna win afterwards. But I don't know why they didn't have Dean Ambrose win. He should have won in my opinion. But but let me just resume talk about the main event. That wasn't really all that. It was predictable. It's just boring. Just the only thing I liked about it was just the entrances and stuff. Stephanie McMahon, entrance and stuff. Just the little intro. All that stuff was really cool. But the match was really all that good. And Roman Reigns ends up becoming the champion. I was hoping to see Seth Rollins make a surprise return and start whooping on Seth Rollins beating down on Roman Reigns for the title and stuff like that. Just beating down on him and just make a surprise return and stuff. But we didn't see any of that. So Roman Reigns is now the title again, World Heavyweight Championship, the World Heavyweight Champion. I feel like they honestly gave him the belt because he hasn't held on to the title that long because he's been screwed out, the screw jobs and stuff. He had to defend it at the Royal Rumble against Triple H coming at number 30 to eliminate him, to take the belt away from him, to just completely take away his title and just crush his dreams of being a WWE champion. So I just think of it like, oh, let's just give it to him because he hasn't held the belt that long. No interference this time. No one cashed in their Money in the Bank contract because that was already long gone and done before. So I don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow at Raw, but that was basically the whole pay per view. But the main event is skippable. All the other matches were really good in my opinion. My favorites was Chris Jericho and AJ Styles. Shane McMahon jumping off the top of the Hell in a Cell with Leap of Faith. Unfortunately, he did miss. He didn't hit Undertaker with it, but he still managed to lose. It was a good match, and he fought well, fought valiantly. And then third, I would say Zack Ryder getting his WrestleMania moment. So that's it. I have nothing else to possibly say about it, but I don't know what's going to happen. I'm just looking forward to what they're going to do with these other superstars like Dean Ambrose, who is way more deserving of the title than Roman Reigns, in my opinion. Nothing against Reigns. He's cool, but it's time for other people to get in the spotlight. So I don't know who's going to be his next challenger. Will Triple H just invoke his rematch clause tomorrow, and will Roman Reigns lose the title tomorrow? I don't know what's going to happen. But feel free to share your thoughts on the video tonight if you want to. I just wanted to come out and make my immediate reactions after reviewing it, the pay-per-view. The main event was one of the worst I've seen. I don't know what to possibly say. But in my opinion, I'm glad the Undertaker streak is over with. And I feel like someone else should have took out that streak. But I knew they were probably gonna have him lose twice at WrestleMania. So that's basically it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys are a fan of WWE, just share your thoughts about what you thought about it. If you haven't watched it, again, just skip the main event. That's just all I have to say. I don't know what they're going to probably do with these superstars, but we'll just have to find out tomorrow on what other feuds await, what other rivalries will they do. It's all about the writers and the shitty writing, and you can't really blame the superstars because it's just it's WWE booking that's the issue. So that's basically it. Thanks for watching, and we'll just have to see what happens.